Welcome to Rate My Swing. Today we have Jun Young, very similar name to the previous golfer we had on Rate My Swing, but a different golfer, I promise. Jun Young is ambidextrous, but plays right-handed, which is good to know. This is why I need all the questionnaires submitted, guys. He's been playing for about 5 years, shoots around 18 over par, which is excellent, and practices every day, and plays about twice a month. He has Wi-Fi miss issues. Wi-Fi miss meaning going all over the place, like this big of a miss. As you can tell, he gets to the top. He completes his backswing, but his hands are slightly lower. So what he does is at the top of the backswing, stops his body completely and just takes about 8 frames. Boom, 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 boom. 8 frames to get his hands up high, and that promotes out to in downswing play. So he goes here and then goes boom, 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 and then the club starts out to in. Also, if you look at his swing, it looks a little bit loosey-goosey in the hips. So that means his hips are moving a little bit too fast, too early compared to the rest of the body. So that means he's not in complete sync. So what happens is when your hips start ever so slightly earlier than the rest of the body, and the hips are complete when your rest of the upper body is only halfway through, your hips are not going to wait for the rest of them to catch up to it. What happens is you're going up here, going 8 frames, boom, 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 and then the hips will start too early. So this lifting is already promoting the out to inward downswing, but the early hips promote the out to in downswing even more. So we have loosey-goosey hips and a little bit lifty motion at the top due to lower hand position at the top of the backswing. So how are we going to fix it? Going to give you my favorite Aimee fight drill. All right, palm pushes. Now take your setup, have your palms facing each other. For the backswing, we're using the lead palm 3 times to push back, and then trail palm for the downswing 3 times, 6 pushes, okay? So when you open your grip, your lead palm faces downward to the ground like this. So we're gonna keep that, and then takeaway is 1-piece takeaway, straight back. So you're going straight back in line with that target line, that's 1. Pretend there's a wall next to you and you are an Ironman and you're shooting laser beam from your palm to the wall, boom, that's number 2. So you're making that L position, half swing, and then you're gonna push one more time, pretend there's a ceiling and wall, and you're shooting at the corner of the wall and the ceiling, so your hands are ear high. So as we are completing the backswing coil, we are making sure our hands are higher, so it's in the right position. So we're getting rid of the boom, 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 8 frames, okay? While you're doing these pushes, number 1 thing you have to really force and exaggerate is to keep your hips, your belt buckle facing forward, or almost pretend like you're not turning them. This is just to sync up your fast hips, okay? Even though you're trying to keep your hips dead still, because you're pushing your palm, they will sort of have to turn a little bit and downswing as well. Even though you feel like you're not moving your hips at all, it's all in the torso, feels like, but your hips will fire first and a little too early. You cannot exaggerate enough. So keep your hips nice and steady, rock solid, and do the 3 pushes, and now downswing. So you're holding that plate at the top because of your spine tilt. The plate is about 45 degrees down to the ground. We're going to pretend there's a stick between your elbow to your trail hip bone. You're going to push because of your early hip turn. You're rotating a little bit too early, and then that promotes the out to in. So you're rotating a little bit early. So you're going to push a little bit longer than normal. I mean, you're shifting fine, but the turn comes too early in the downswing. So you're going to push, and then post impact, you're going to point your fingers. You're here, and then your post impact is probably pointing that way, or your club is back here. So we have to really try to point that way. That's gonna help with your correct hip position as well. So post impact, and then now fingers to the sky. Your trail arm is bent about 90 degrees here. That's 3/4 finish. Now, step 2 is with the club. With the club, you're gonna grip it upside down, and 3 pushes, palm push straight back. Make an L, and then make sure your hands are ear high, higher position than normal. Really keep your hips still, feel like you're not letting them turn at all, but they will turn. And then downswing now, you're going to go push, point, 3/4 swing, shaft is parallel to the ground and to the target. So it goes push, 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 push. Really get familiar with these 6 motions. It's really going to get your fundamentals super solid. Now, third step is to swing. Now, what's going to happen is you're used to getting that rhythm and tempo going with the 8 frames of lift at the top of the backswing. So it wasn't a pause, it wasn't a full stop, but you were constantly moving and getting that tempo going. So now when we change your hand position to the right position here, we're gonna have to get rid of any movements going up. So it'll be completely new to you. It'll feel really off, but we have to change the tempo. Otherwise, we'll always have the out to in swing, right? Because we're gonna have the lifts at the top. So you're gonna have to completely stand here still. 1, 2, 3, and then do the downswing. So 0 motion, not even slight motion. 0 motion here in the right position, 1, 2, 3. And then really turn that 8 frames of lifting into complete pause. Longer pause is going to help you to get that tempo going a little easier. Those were the 3 steps. I know it sounds very complex, but once you start doing it, you realize how many things you're working on at once, the easiest way possible. So your fundamentals is going to be very solid, and you're really going to narrow down your Wi-Fi misses to like this, because you're gonna get rid of that, and also the lifting, and the tempo is going to be solid without moving. I'm really looking forward to any updates you might have after doing some practices. Right, my swing. Tempo, I'll give it 4. Tempo is actually very consistent and very flowy, but because of the 8 frames of lift at the top, I've -1. So 4 out of 5 is your tempo. Swing clean, I'll give you 2 out of 5, because this is a very important part of your swing right now. You have to absolutely fix it. That's why I wanted to point it out. You know, it's like here, it's here, and then it's here. So we have to push, 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 and you really straighten that out. It'll help you tremendously. If you want to enter Rate My Swing, you guys are more than welcome to. The only thing is I have a bunch of videos in my vault, but I am unable to give lessons with those because there's no paperwork submitted with it. You're actually unable to submit your video swings without filling out the paperwork. But if you don't press the submit button, I don't have the paperwork in front of me. I don't know what your concerns are. I don't know how long you've been golfing, your injuries, etc., etc. It's really hard for me to help you with your swing. So please remember to hit that submit button with your paperwork and then upload your swings. It'll be fantastic. Use the link down below. All of you guys are welcome. Love to help with your golf game. Thank you so much for golfing with me today, and see you in the next one. Mwah.